Nogami, why? I just made a video about the slushie machine, wow, how busted it is, and like all the different things it can do compared to other weapons that make it so stupidly strong, and just how it can just do anything at once, and it just, that's it. And this is all you do. 170 to 190. Splashdown wasn't even the thing that made it even strong. It was the weapon itself and Fizzy Bomb. Come on, Fizzy Bomb, at least the Fizzy Bomb, but not even that is nerfed. So if you guys don't know, just literally now, Splatoon devs, Splatoon JP, are going to be releasing patch 4.4 on the 30th of January in Japan, but of course in America, that's going to be the 29th. EU, it's going to be the 30th in like while you're probably sleeping. So we're going to go through these patch notes real quick because, I mean, of course, there are a couple things I would like to discuss. So I'll go through it as quick as possible to get to the main stuff. So, starting off with a bunch of weapons. The Sploosh and Junior, 2 frames faster out of squid form. The Splashomatic, the Splattershot, the 52 gal, the Anzap, Splattershot Pro, the 96 gal, and the Jet Squelcher. They are all now 1 frame faster out of squid form when they are going to shoot. So basically, all these weapons now are just slightly a little bit faster once they come out of squid form if you're wanting to shoot straight after it. So less lag, hooray. The Jet Sculpture also has its own type of main power-up buff. Apparently it gets somewhat reduced RNG, I believe, when you're just generally standing on the ground. So basically you can make the Jet Sculpture a little bit more accurate. The Flingza Roller is now 30 frames faster while in full run speed. Its vertical flick is 11% faster, which also includes a lower damage range. And of course there's 5% more range for the 100% kill range. So basically the Flingza Roller rolls faster, its vertical flick is faster, and there's 5% more range with it. For the Squiffer and E-Liter, when adding main power up, there is slightly better painting. For the Ballpoint Splatling specifically, its short range damage no longer does 32 damage, but now does 28 damage. Long range damage no longer does 32 damage, and now does 30 damage. Basically, a damage nerf to the Ballpoint. The L3 Nozzle Nose paints better around the feet. For the Undercover Brother, the effects for main power-up has been slightly increased. For the regular dualies and the Tetra dualies, they have adjusted the bullet size for when you're just generally shooting, but not for when you are in turret mode. Moving on to specials now, Tenta missiles have 15 frames less cooldown. Booyah Bomb explodes 30 frames faster when it lands. It has increased damage by 32%. It generally paints better. There has been increased armor duration after throwing the Booyah Bomb by 15 frames. And when you land when throwing the Booyah Bomb, paint is generated to allow your escape to be easier. For the Ultra Stamp, there is now better movement speed and turning while swinging. The minimum damage of a shockwave is now 30 damage to 40 damage. The Ultra Stamp can also destroy bullets around the stamp now instead of just direct hits. And now you can throw the stamp 4 frames faster. And moving on to the 1 perk buff, the ability for Ink Resistance to protect you when going into someone's ink. The time for this has been increased slightly. Lastly, to talk about some special point nerfs, which is the basically last one. The H3 Nozzle Nose D, 200 points to 210. The Kensa Slushie Machine, which I already mentioned, 170 points to 190. Explosher, 200 to 210. Custom Explosher, 190 to 200. And the Ballpoint Splatling Nouveau, 200 points to 230 points. So I just quickly went through all the patch notes for you, and the ones I gotta mention. The Ballpoint Splatling is dead. Some people in my last video were talking about, why weren't you talking about the Ballpoint? No, that's really strong. I mean, personally for me, I didn't really think the Ballpoint was like, oh my god, amazingly strong. And like, I know for sure it was stronger, especially with using main power up, but it has been killed in this patch since, of course, it's been damage nerfed. I hear from a couple sources when applying main power up now in the 4.40 patch, it seems like you won't be able to get the damage to 33.3 damage anymore. And now it's gonna be a thing where you're never going to see a cloud ever again. It's basically getting the Tentatech splatter shot treatment way back when that weapon went from like 180 to like 230 straight away. It was something ridiculous. But basically, as I said before, this weapon is now dead. I think the Explosher and Custom Explosher are gonna be fine. The weapons paint so much anyway, so getting it special is not gonna be much of a problem. The Kansas Slushie Machine I'm so mad about because nothing about the weapon specifically or about fizzy bombs hasn't really been changed. It's only its special. And I've said before, splashdown is not the problem with the Kensa Slushie Machine. It could be a thing that they just want to see how it works. Maybe if it's a thing where it had less splashdowns, it'd be easier to take out. But I'm just saying, that's not the problem with the weapon. It is definitely its projectile radius range, because that projectile radius range carries on while it travels and while it descends. So it could be a thing where you're standing on the other side of a wall, somebody sloshes over like a block, and then the slosh comes down parallel to the wall you're coming down, and it will still damage you just because of that range. That's honestly one of the strongest things about the Slushie Machine. And in a sense, I feel that needs to be taken care of immediately. The H3 Nozzle Nose D, honestly, I don't even think that's much of a problem. Some people may say, oh my god, now it's dead. I mean, the H3 paints way too much for it to be dead like that. So honestly, I can't really see this being much of a problem. For the new special weapons, the Booyah Bomb seems a little bit more lethal. Ultra Stamp, probably gonna need a little bit more testing to see how it really works and how it really defends itself when using it. I've always just felt with the Ultra Stamp, it's just been really easy to take out. So maybe this is a patch that can probably like buff it up a little bit to make it more sturdy and all that. Well, honestly, from all of this, nothing really much meta-wise is going to be changed besides from no more Ballpoint. It's just, don't even bother anymore. You're never going to get special to help. Splat dualies are going to be affected a little bit. So probably that's going to be the second hardest nerf. And honestly, that's really about it. Like, that's all I can really decode from this incoming patch. So fingers crossed till a day that we get this Slushie Machine projectile radius nerf to all hell, because this is honestly one of the most annoying things personally for me. And I can't stand it. And I know for sure a lot of other people can't stand it. So hopefully one day it'll get nerfed. Anyways, those are my thoughts of this patch coming in. I'm not too sure if I'm gonna do a patch comparison for this one, since I've already got my thoughts out. I probably will do the patch comparison just to show you it, and then probably say, okay, those are the patch, goodbye. Because there really isn't much change to the meta other than Ballpoint getting obliterated. Maybe Booyah Bomb making a start, and Kensa's Slushie Machine basically staying the same. I mean, these are really the only things I can see, and it'll just be me repeating myself in another video, so. Anyways, that's all I gotta say for this video. Hope you guys have enjoyed. Please, if you did, please like, favorite, comment, and subscribe to the channel if you have not already. Follow me on Twitter and Twitch, both in the description below. Do it for both if you're feeling generous. Make sure to hit the bell notification button to let you guys know when I am streaming and whenever I do upload a video. With all that being said, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I shall see you guys in a future one.